Hello students, I am Krishna Kanjani from LG Institute of Engineering and Technology. Welcome to the online lecture series on kinematics and theory of machine. In this session, we will learn about cam and follower system. In previous sessions, we have learned the basic theory section and solved one numerical for the radial and offset followers. Okay, now in this session, we will solve one more example, that is the type of follower in this numerical is used as a roller follower. Okay, so let's start this session with the numerical. Okay, so over here it is given that draw the profile of cam. Okay, so we have to sketch cam profile operating a roller follower. Okay, so over here the first data, that is type of follower, is given as a roller follower, and the dimension for the roller follower is given as 30 mm diameter from the following data. Okay, so second data, that is given as the diameter of roller follower, or we can say RD, that is diameter of roller follower. Okay, so over here if you consider the radius of diameter 30 mm, then next data, that is if it lifts the follower through 36 mm. Okay, so the first data is given as lift. Okay, so what we can say simply that lift S is given as 36 mm. Then during the 60-degree rotation, okay, so during the lift period the angle is 60 degree. So theta 1 rise angle is given as 60 degree, and with rotation a type of motion is simple harmonic motion. Okay, so the type of motion SHM. Then second data, the follower remains at rest for the next. So this rest representing the 12 phase, that is theta 2. Okay, so the theta 2 representing the 12. Over here they have mentioned that remains at the rest position. They have not clearly mentioned the word 12. Okay, so be careful. It is given as 60 degree cam rotation. So theta 2 is 60 degree. Then the follower is then descent. It means it reaches to its bottommost position to its original position during 60 degree of cam rotation. So theta 3 is given as 60 degree, which is a return angle, and with uniform acceleration and retardation. So over here the motion is UARM. Okay, so be careful. In previous numerical it is given that both the type of motion during the rise and return both are same, but it may be possible that in some of the numericals they will give different type of motion to the rise as well as to the return. Okay, so it may be a change in type of motion while the rise and return is taking place. Okay, then next one, it remains at rest for the rest of the cam rotation. Now this rest of the period, it means the remaining angle. Okay, so if you consider that this total angle which is given in theta 1, 2, 3 is given as total 60, 60, 60, that is 180 degree. So the rest of the period will be 180. So over here we can simply calculate that theta 4, which is a 12 period for the rest of the 180 degree. Okay, then type of follower is given as roller follower, and the diameter of roller is given as 30 mm. Then the next data, which is most important and required, otherwise we cannot plot the cam profile, that is the base circle radius, or we can say the least radius of cam, that is given as 50 mm. So over here we can put that RB, that is base circle radius, is 50 mm. Okay, so after shortlisting this data, we will start with the displacement diagram first, because after sketching the displacement diagram we can plot the cam profile. Okay, so let's start with the displacement diagram. So over here, to sketch the displacement diagram, we have basic knowledge that we have to sketch the angular rotation, or we can say angular displacement of cam on horizontal x-axis, and the displacement, or we can say the stroke of the follower, on the y-axis. So we have to draw the displacement diagram of theta versus s. Okay, so over here to represent the theta, that is the angle, so we have to consider some scale. So over here we will consider 20 degree will be represented by 10 mm, so total 360 will require the distance of 180 mm. Okay, so we need to sketch one horizontal line having the length of total 180 mm, which is representing 360 degree. Okay, now divide then this vertical line representing the displacement. Over here in this data the displacement is given as 36 mm. So we need to sketch one horizontal vertical line which is having length of 36 mm. Okay, now after sketching this S and theta line, we need to simply complete this rectangle which is representing in which we will sketch the displacement diagram. Okay, so now theta 1, that is your rise angle. Okay, so let's start with theta 1, 60 degree. So this 60 degree will be represented in 30 mm. So divide this first rectangle into theta 1, that is of 30 mm. Similarly, you can directly divide theta 2 again with the 30 mm, theta 3 with the 30 mm. So 30 mm for theta 1, theta 2 and theta 3, which is representing the rectangle of theta 1, 2, 3, which is representing the displacement for the rise, dwell and return of this numerical. Okay, so now let's start with the type of motion in rise. So during the rise period, or we can say during the outstroke, it is moving with SHM, that is simple harmonic motion. Okay, now to represent the simple harmonic motion, we have learned the simple procedure that to follow the simple harmonic motion, we have to draw the semicircle which is having diameter is equal to stroke of the length. Okay, so here in this numerical, stroke is given as 36 mm. So your diameter will be 36, or if you want to calculate the radius, then it is 18 mm. So take radius of 80 mm, put the tip of your rounder at the midpoint, which is representing this 80 mm, and draw the semicircle over here. Okay, so this semicircle is representing the diameter of 36 mm. Okay, now simply follow that you need to divide the horizontal line into 6 equal parts, and similarly you need to divide this semicircle into 6 equal parts. Okay, so to divide this semicircle into 6 equal parts, we have learned the simple method that first one, your midpoint or simply your horizontal point will divide into 2 equal parts. Okay, so you have obtained 2 divisions. Now for the rest of the divisions, take radius of this semicircle as your radius of arc. Okay, simply use your rounder, keep radius of your rounder as the radius of this semicircle, put your tip of the rounder over here at the starting point and make arc on this circle, so that will give you the first division. Now second point, put your tip of the rounder on this first point and make arc on the rounder, that will give you the second half. Okay, so in this way, now the third position, simply put tip of your rounder over here and make arc on this intersection line. Okay, it will be directly come at this point, and this will represent that we have divided this semicircle into now 3 equal parts, 1, 2 and 3. Okay, now similarly, now put your tip of the rounder on this horizontal line and make arc on both the sides of your semicircle. So in this way you can divide the semicircle into 6 equal parts. Okay, now similarly you need to divide this horizontal line into 6 equal parts, and for that you have total length of 30 mm. So 30 mm by 6, that is 5 mm. So represent 5 mm divisions on your horizontal line. So this will divide your semicircle horizontal line into 6 equal parts. Now you need to simply connect this. You have to simply obtain this intersection point from this horizontal division and from the circular divisions. Okay, so how you will get that? So now next step will be simply you need to okay, so now first you need to draw the vertical lines representing these 6 equal divisions. Okay, give notation properly. So over here you can give a starting point, give starting point as 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6. Now similarly from over here you can give notation as 1 dash, 2 dash, 3 dash, 4 dash, 5 dash and 6 dash. Now from 1 dash draw horizontal line which is giving intersection over here. From 2 dash draw horizontal line which is making intersection on the line of second division, which is your next point. Similarly from the third point make intersection with the third one, from fourth point with the fourth, fifth point with the fifth, and from the sixth point to the end point. Okay, so now if you will simply connect this point, then it will give you the simple harmonic motion curve, that is SHM curve for the theta 1 or rise angle. Okay, so now over here you can observe the pattern again. theta 160 degree divided 6 equal divisions. Semicircle is divided into 6 equal parts. They have given notation as A, B, C, D, F, G. Now connect this point, that will give you the point from point A to point G. Okay. Now next one, that is theta 2 phase. Theta 2 is 12, and we know that during the 12 period your curve will be simply a horizontal line. Okay, so for 12 period, connect your G to H point, that is representing the 12 period theta 2 for your follower motion. Now theta 3, return stroke. Okay, so now during the return stroke, it is moving with UARM. Be careful, over here they have changed the type of motion in the return stroke. Okay, so UARM, that is uniform acceleration and retardation. Now what we have to do in UARM? So in UARM method, simply we need to divide this horizontal line into 6 equal parts. So again, this theta 3 line, which is given of 30 mm, divided into 6 equal parts, that will give you notation 0, 1 dash, 2 dash, 3 dash, 4 dash, 5 dash and 6. Okay, now sketch this third line as the vertical line and divide this vertical line into again 6 equal divisions. Okay, so now your vertical line is represented by 36 mm total. Okay, so simply divide this 36 by 6. So you will get 6 mm. Okay, so so divide this vertical line into 6 equal divisions, and that is of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6, and this each division is represented by simple distance of 6 mm. Okay, so in this way you can divide this vertical line into 6 equal divisions. Now connect the diagonal. Okay, step number 3. Okay, let's quickly revise this UARM method. Step number 1, divide horizontal line into 6 equal parts. Step number 2, divide the middle point, intermediate, or we can say the middle line, into again 6 equal divisions. Okay, and then join this diagonal. Okay, this diagonal point will give you your starting and ending points. Now to obtain other 2 points, so simply connect your upper half divisions. Connect your upper half division with the point H in this way, and similarly for your lower half division, connect to the bottommost. Okay, so in this way you can obtain these divisions. Now in this way you have connected this line. Now from your horizontal lines division, this intersection will give you point that this if you will intersect this 1 to this 1 dash point, or you can say the first line, this will be your first point. From 2 you will get the second point, your third dash will give you the third point, fourth dash, fifth dash and sixth. Okay, so in this way, by simply joining these points, now you will get the UARM dash. Okay, so in this way we can plot displacement diagram for SHM as well as UARM method. Okay, now with the help of the displacement diagram, now we can plot the cam profile. Okay, so let's proceed for the cam profile. Okay, now in cam profile we are very much aware that we need displacement diagram and the basic data. So over here, first data which is required for the cam profile is the radius of base circle, or we can say the smallest circle from the cam. Okay, so over here it is given as radius of 50 mm. So start with your simple, consider your starting point, or let's consider this one as your center point, and draw one circle having radius is equal to 50 mm. This circle is representing the base circle. Okay, now after sketching this base circle, you have to plot your follower over this base circle. So if it is a knife edge follower, then you will directly sketch it over here, but it is roller type of follower. Okay, so be careful. Over here your type of follower is given as a roller follower. Okay, so for to sketch the roller follower, we need the diameter of roller, which is given over here as 30 mm. So over here offset distance is not given. It means you have to draw the cam profile for the radial type of cam and follower system. Okay, so your follower is over here is of radial type of and having the roller type of motion. Okay, so to sketch the roller follower, you need the diameter of roller. Okay, or let's consider that your roller follower, how you can plot the roller follower. So simple sketch of roller follower in which your contact surface is this type. Okay, so this one is known as a roller follower. Okay, so for this you need a roller diameter which is given over here as 30 mm. So 30 mm is your diameter. So to sketch this roller you need radius. Okay, so from this radial line and contact point, mark a center point as radius distance, that is 15 mm. Okay, so from contact point to 15 mm distance vertical, this will give you the center of your roller, and from this center draw the roller. Okay, be careful over here. This is the first and fundamental thing that you need to that you need to learn while sketching for the roller follower. Okay, so the only change in the procedure is that instead of in a case of a knife edge follower in which you are plotting directly your knife edge, over here you have to consider this 15 mm as your radius of your roller, and from that center point you need to sketch the roller. Okay, and rest of your frame section can be sketched like this. Okay, now after sketching this frame and your section, now you are very much aware that now you have the reference point with respect to these trace points. Okay, so now you have to draw another circle which is having radius is equal to the center from the center from your base circle to the center to your trace point, or we can say center to your roller. Okay, so keep this one as your radius and draw the other circle which is known as prime circle. Okay, so over here in this way you can sketch the prime circle. Okay, first circle is base circle which is representing minimum size of cam, and second circle is including the base circle with the roller radius, that is of 15 mm. Okay, now next procedure is identifying theta 1, 2, 3, 4 angle on your base circle. Okay, so simply consider this one as your reference point and divide into theta 1, 2, 3 and 4. Okay, so theta 1 is 60 degree, so let's consider first division of 60 degree, second 12 period is again for 60 degree, and the rest of the theta 3, that is again for 60 degree. Okay, now after dividing into theta 1, 2, 3 and 4, we are very much aware that now we have to divide this angle into 6 equal parts. Okay, so theta 1 and theta 3 will be divided into 6 equal parts. Over here, divide theta 1 into 6 equal parts, that is 60 degree divided by 10, so it will give you, divided by 6, so that will give you 10 degree. Okay, so make equal divisions of 10 degree over here, so that is your 6 equal divisions on theta 1. Similarly, 6 equal divisions of 10 degree in theta 3 angle. Okay, so in this way we have to simply follow the procedure. Okay, so let's quickly revise first up to these steps. Okay, first step that you need to draw the base circle. Okay, so first what we have done, first we have considered this one as your center point, and from this center point first we have sketched this base circle. Now to draw the roller on this base circle, we have considered this one as your center distance, that is your radius of follower 15 mm. So keep 15 mm radius as your center point and draw a roller on this base circle. Okay, now after sketching this base circle, plot your roller follower frame. Okay, then you need to sketch consider this center point of your base circle to this center of your roller center, and draw second circle which is known as a prime circle. Okay, be careful over here, so you will get the prime circle. Then you need to divide this prime circle into 6 equal parts, and similarly in case of theta 1 and similarly in case of theta 2. Okay, so in this way we can follow rest of the same procedure as we have followed in our knife edge follower. Okay, now after that, after sketching this division, we have to simply extend these radial lines in this way. Then we need to consider the distance, or we can say the displacement from the displacement diagram. So over here, your first point 0, O, so that is your reference point over here. Now from 1 to B, this vertical distance. Okay, so use your rounder, take radius as 1B distance. Okay, use your rounder, take radius as this 1B distance, put tip of your rounder on one point and make arc as B to obtain the B point. Okay, similarly, second displacement, that is 2C distance. So to measure again this 2C vertical distance from your rounder, put tip of your rounder on 2 point and make arc on this radial line, that will give you point C. Similarly, from 3 point it will give you point P, from 4 E, and you will get the rest of the P points by following the same procedure. That is for 1B, 2C, 3B point, or we can say 4E point. Okay, so by measuring this vertical line and making arc, by taking center of this 1 dash or 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 point from your prime circle. Okay, now these B point, C point, D, these all the points are mentioning or is representing the center of your roller. Okay, so be careful. Now after obtaining these all the points, you have to take this point as your center point and draw a roller from these center points. Okay, and roller having the radius of 15 mm. So over here we can say that roller radius is given as 15 mm. So over here take 15 mm radius and draw a roller from the B point. Similarly, keeping C as center point and draw a roller. Okay, so in this way, if you consider over here, so B point as your center and draw roller of 15 mm. Similarly, C as center and draw roller of 15 mm. From D point as a center, draw roller of 15 mm, and following the same procedure, you will be able to sketch the roller for the different positions. Okay, now by joining this tangent line from this bottom, okay, so this line is representing your cam profile for theta. Getting this? Okay, so in this way, by joining simply this tangent line bottom from your each and every roller which is making contact with this line, so in this way you will get the cam profile for theta 1 section. Okay, now theta 2 is your simple dwell position. Okay, so from again 0 dash, from this 0 dash to edge distance, this will be the same as 6G. Okay, so make this one mark point and draw a roller, and similar way you can follow the rest of the steps the same way as we have followed in theta 1 to get a different points on theta 3. Okay, and then simply joining these different points will give you the cam profile for the roller type of follower. Okay, so this is the simple procedure to sketch the cam profile for the roller type of follower. But be careful over here. If you will notice, the only change that is in between the knife edge type of follower and roller follower, that if you are using knife edge type of follower, then in that case you don't need to sketch this prime circle. Okay, you will divide the base circle into 6 equal parts, take reference point on your base circle and making arc on that radial line from this base circle, and you will join. Only change in the roller type of follower is that you have to plot this prime circle. And how we can sketch this prime circle? So to sketch this prime circle, we have to take a radius of your roller follower as your reference, and from by taking this radius of your roller as your reference, you can sketch this prime circle. And now you have to for each and every point you have to take a reference from this prime circle, and these points on this radial line are representing your circle center of your circle. Okay, so after getting A, B, C, D, E point, you have to plot a roller on that by keeping that point as your center point, and that will give you the roller. And at the end, you need to connect the tangent line, or you can say simply a line which is passing from each and every circle at the bottom point. Okay, so in this way, we can sketch the cam profile for the roller follower. Okay, thank you.